I still hear this a lot, and some of you guys may be bidding this way, and if you are, don't don't take it as, I'm not criticizing, I'm not throwing you under the bus, but you know they say, well, I charge $1 a minute, $60 an hour. You've heard $60 an hour, I'm sure, right? And maybe that's what you're charging. And if you are, and you know why you are, and that's right, that's okay. But here's what I can tell you about the old $60 an hour methodology. That $60 an hour methodology has been around for 25 years, at least. I know there was a book out there, How to Make $60 an Hour Mowing Grass. And that was 25 years ago at least. I know the guy that wrote it. And we're still using that dollar a minute mindset now. The takeaway, I guess, for the show today is get out of that mindset. Don't just use $60 an hour or $70 an hour or $100 an hour just because that's what somebody told you to use. Do you have a better methodology in place? And you need to, is the answer to that. You should. Because until you know why you charge what you charge, you're just throwing darts. You might be thinking, well, no, man, I'm doing good. My company's done good. I support my family. That's awesome, man, that all that's taken place. But I think there's one thing we can all agree on, and I'm just going to use Geo Ripper here as an example because we just talked about them as a piece of equipment, but it applies to any equipment manufacturer. I think we can all agree that they know exactly what it costs to build that piece of equipment. Right? Absolutely, they do. There's not a manufacturer out there that's making lawnmowers, trimmers, blowers, spray tanks, geo rippers, whatever it is, trucks, trailers, fill in the blank on what it is, your cell phone, whatever it is. Those companies all know what it costs to build that piece of equipment or their product. The question then becomes, do you know what it costs you to go out and mow Miss Smith's yard? What's that truck cost you per hour? This is what Steve Cohen touched on this morning. That everything has to be assigned an hourly rate. And that's what's so cool about understanding cost per hour of operation is once you understand that your truck has a cost per hour of operation, your trailer, your lawnmowers, your string trimmers, your skid steers, your labor, everything needs to be assigned a cost per hour of operation. Now, the other side of that is, man, I don't have any idea on how to do that, Wayne. Well, there's lots of different methodologies out there that can help you. It's certainly something we have at Profits Unlimited that can help you. It's called our Know Why You Charge What You Charge. It breaks things down into a cost per hour of operation for you, and then you just add those things together, and that's your break-even point for that mowing crew or that spray truck or that landscape truck. So you're no longer guessing at what you need to charge per hour to mow a lawn, to put a landscape in, to spray a yard. And I guess what I want to bring up here is, do you know what type of personal freedom that does for your mindset? I can tell you what it did for mine. Once we finally sat down and said, we don't need more work. We don't need to add another crew. We don't need to buy another lawnmower. We don't need to hire another person. We need to figure out what it costs us to go mow a yard. We need to figure out what it costs us to spray a yard. We need to figure out what it costs to put ice melter down. We need to figure out what that plow costs per hour of operation. And you know what the neat thing about it is? It changes for every one of us. None of us are going to have the same cost per hour of operation. None of us are going to have the same overhead. None of us are going to have the same desired profit margin. Well, you might be saying, well, no, Wayne, we all want as much as we can get. Absolutely. I want as much as I can get. You want as much as you can get. But before we can determine what that profit margin is going to be, what do we got to understand first? We got to understand our break-even point. And the only way we understand that break-even point is to know that, hey, I'm just going to make some numbers up. Don't anybody take us to the bank, okay? But just work with me. We need to understand and know that, hey, that truck cost me $9.14 an hour. That lawnmower's cost me $7.23 an hour. That string trimmer's cost me $1.29 an hour. That trailer's cost me $1.19 an hour. You know what I'm saying? And those are all numbers that are going to be different for each and every one of us based on what? I want you to put your thinking cap here on a minute. Why are all those numbers going to be different for each and every one of us? I'll simply tell you why, and this is not my opinion, because each one of us pay a different amount for a piece of equipment. Each one of us have different use rates on that equipment. Some of us finance equipment, some of us don't. Some of us keep equipment. Let's just take a lawnmower for an example. Somebody might keep it 4 years, somebody might keep it 2 years, some guys keep it till the wheels fall off. So all of those variables have to be considered when you're calculating cost per hour of operation. That's why I can't tell you need to charge $60 an hour, $70 an hour, or when you put that picture up out there on Facebook that says, hey, what would you guys charge for this? I'm trying to bid this job. If you want to get the satisfaction of knowing why you charge what you charge, take the time to use somebody's methodology. Doesn't have to be ours or Profits Unlimited. Our know why you charge what you charge is simple to use. But it doesn't have to be ours. I'm just suggesting that you use somebody's.